Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this Facebook Live. I'm Kwan. Before we get started, don't forget, you can always watch this and listen to this live stream through our InForum YouTube channel. You can find it on your favorite podcast platform. And of course, you can just find it by going on inforum.com/podcasts and click on the InForum minutes. All right, let's get started right away. I know that we're starting off a little bit late today. I want to preface that, the Facebook Lives, I go live usually right at around 8 in the morning. It's not always consistent, I will be honest. When my producer is off on some days, I'm the one that writes all of these scripts and makes sure that I can get these to you just sometime in the morning. So sorry that I'm starting, nearly 30 minutes after when I usually would start. But I just want to preface that it's 8 o'clock is not the, official set time. But anyway, all right, let's get started. We are expecting a really big update today from North Dakota Attorney General Drew Wrigley when it comes to that officer-involved shooting that happened in Mapleton last month. That's when, we reported here on WDAY, 35-year-old Andrew Martinez died after he was shot by 4 Fargo police officers. If you don't remember this, it all kind of stems from this report of a man who was having a mental health crisis. Well, Martinez, right? He walked out of the house, he was holding a gun, and that's when he was shot and killed. So today, Fargo police, along with the Attorney General and Cass County deputies, they're going to be holding a joint news conference in 30 minutes at 9 o'clock this morning. So we will certainly bring you that update on our 11 o'clock newscast today. Also, we know that a Fargo man is going to be in court after police say he tried hitting an officer with a shovel. So 29-year-old Tyree Gardner is facing charges of terrorizing and assault on an officer. And this all happened kind of near Skate City at around 6 last night. People called 911 when they saw him trying to break some windows with shovels. And when officers got there, they had to tase this guy, and that's when he started swinging his shovel at the officer. So, of course, you can stick with us, and we will let you know once we learn his name and when he will be in court. Okay, right now we're working to learn the name also of a 17-year-old teenager from Weaver, Minnesota, and he died from his injuries that he got from a single rollover crash. So it happened at around 1 in the morning, right on Highway 200 in Lima Township, and we learned that he rolled his car when he was trying to straighten out on a curved road, and we know that he was not wearing a seatbelt at the time he was thrown from his car. And Minnesota State Patrol does tell us that they believe alcohol was a factor in this crash. So we'll let you know of any updates as soon as we hear back. Okay, UND is now welcoming students into their newest building. Some of you guys already know what I'm talking about. I definitely do. Dillon definitely does. Lydia definitely does. As alums, of course. But we're talking about the Nisler College of Business and Public Administration. And it's now officially up and running. We know students are already having classes in there. And if you ever drive past UND's campus, you know that big construction project that's kind of been in the works forever. So it's officially done. And, people are actually going inside now, which is really cool. Of course, they had to do that after I graduated from UND. Really cool stuff. But yeah, it was $70 million really altogether, this entire project. It was funded by private donors. We've reported that before on the First News a lot. And actually, I thought this was kind of cool. A lot of the spaces inside have names, and they're actually named after some of these private donors. So I thought that was kind of neat. There's 20 classrooms. There's an auditorium, has areas for students to hold interviews. It even has a closet for them to get some free business clothes if they need. How cool is that? So yeah, that's up and running now. If next time you're in Grand Forks or in UND area on campus there, you definitely need to check it out. It's a cool building. Okay, we also know the North Dakota Child Care Action Alliance is asking for your help to ease the state's ongoing child care shortage. So that alliance is going to be hosting some virtual sessions tomorrow and Thursday from 7 to 8:30 at night. And you do need to register if you want to learn and hear more about it. But they're asking parents, child care providers, workers, business owners, anyone to attend these sessions. So if you want to register for them, you can just find a link to do that on our website, inforum.com. Okay. Right now, nationally, we know that Nissan is recalling more than 200,000 trucks because this is so scary. They're at risk of rolling away even when you put your car in park. And so this is the model that's affected. Actually, there's a few models. It's the 2020 to the 2023 three models of the Frontier and Titan pickups. And we know that, of course, you're being asked to use your parking brake, your physical parking brake, if you have one, even when you are in park. And that's actually, this is kind of random, but I've always gotten into this habit of when I do park my car, it doesn't matter if I'm on a hill or whatever, like I always put on my physical parking brake, and Dillon is like judging me so hard right now. He's like, really, Say? Yeah, I always did that ever since I got my license when I was 16. My dad always told me to do it for some reason, and now I just do it. So I get made fun of all the time for that, but now I can't get made fun of because Nissan is encouraging you to do that. So anyway, again, if you have one of these affected models, then of course use that parking brake. And we know that you should be getting a letter by November 1st if you do have one of the affected cars. So yeah. All right, we also are tracking some news out of the Twin Cities this morning where police there right now are looking for a suspect who they say shot and killed a man just outside of a barber shop in that area. So that happened right in Loring Park in Minneapolis. Gosh, people from the city's area know exactly where we're talking about. And this all happened at around 5:30 yesterday morning. So we heard from KSTP, our Twin Cities affiliate, that this all started with an argument and it escalated into gunfire. We know a 28-year-old man was taken to the hospital for his injuries. That's where he later died. So if you have any information, if you have family out in the Twin Cities who might live downtown near Loring Park, not a bad idea to reach out to them, see if they've got something on their cameras. And of course, if they have anything or if they know anything, make sure to call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-8477. Also, we know 2 people are dead, 2 others in the hospital after an early morning shooting in Kenosha, Wisconsin. So that happened at a local bar there sometime yesterday morning. Right now, it's unclear whether the people who were involved knew each other or if this was just a random attack. No arrests so far made in the shooting, and we also don't have a suspect description just yet from police. So once we get that, we will certainly let you know. All right, Dillon. It's time for your expertise. So I'm pulling Dillon in to the Facebook Live with me. Hey, look who it is, the tallest man I know.
I'm pretty tall. You're actually taller than me right now.
Right now I am. Let's keep it that way.
I'm in a chair, shorter than her. It's not fair.
Well, okay, so I'm pulling Dillon in because, here, I'll scoot in and actually make room for you. Because today we were talking about Hurricane Fiona, and kind of a serious thing because people in Puerto Rico are waking up without power. I mean, more than 1 million people, right? So you did a really nice job breaking things down for us, the path of Fiona. I'm not very good at that stuff. Obviously, I'm not qualified in forecasting.
Yeah.
Gosh, so that's why I pulled Dillon in, and Dillon's going to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so it's not the strongest hurricane the Dominican or Puerto Rico has ever experienced, for sure. It's only a Category 1 right now, but the problem is it's so slow moving. It's moving about at the northwest at about 8 miles an hour, which is super, super slow. Yeah. And with that, of course, hurricanes, they always bring a lot of rain. And that's what's happening to Puerto Rico. They're just getting rain upon rain and rain and rain. And it's heavy rain. It's a hurricane. Right. And as this storm is kind of stalling, to say the least, it's just dumping more and more rain. Now, some parts of Puerto Rico have already seen 2 feet of rain, and it's still raining. And that's causing mudslides. And
fast do hurricanes move typically?
30, 40 miles an hour. It depends on the hurricane. But right now, this one's kind of stalled up as it's taking more of a northwest turn through the Dominican Republic, and then eventually into the Atlantic. So like Puerto Rico is getting the worst of the storm right now. They're just getting the rain, and that's where the flooding's coming from.
And it's just adding all up.
Yep. And Puerto Rico is very mountainous. Yes. So that's where all these mudslides are coming, and all the water's rushing down. Yep. And it's not a good situation at all.
We got to look at some video of that on First News today, and it's just, you could see, I mean, Lisa said it perfectly, you could just see how forceful it was, like seeing the water just, oh my goodness, it was heartbreaking. But of course, we're going to keep continuing to track Fiona as well, and Dillon's always going to have some sciencey things that you can always take away a thing or two from. So, all right, Dillon, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Really quick, also right now, you probably already know this, right? If you turn on your TV right now, that's probably going to be the first thing you see. We know that the United Kingdom is laying its longest reigning ruler to rest. Right now, if you turn on your TVs to WDAY, You're going to see about 1 million people lined up on the streets of London right now, of course, for Queen Elizabeth II's funeral procession. So ABC News is reporting nearly 2,000 people are invited to that funeral, and that includes President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden. And keep in mind, this is the first state funeral that England has had since Prime Minister Winston Churchill's, which was back in 1965. So again, I just wanted to preface that you can watch ABC's coverage of the funeral right now. And that is going to be on until 11 o'clock. And then come around 11, we're going to have Becky Parker and Dillon vote. Of course, lots of important things to get to you today, even when it comes to just local news. So you can just stay on WDAY all day. Oh, and Hot Mic with Dom Izzo, 9 to 11, WDAY Extra, InForum.com. I have some good ideas as to what Dom's going to be talking about today. So sticking with this WDAY coverage, Monday Night Football back on WDAY. So that's going to be happening at 7:30 Vikings game. I just got a call about that, asking if the Queen's funeral is going to be airing it around that time. We shouldn't be having any conflicts, but if we do, you can always stay tuned to our social media for some updates there. But really, it should be okay. Vikings game should be on WDAY at 7:30. So just wanted to let you know about that. Also, Bison just played in Tucson, Arizona, and they just lost to the Wildcats. It was an incredible game, but they did end a 6-game winning streak when it comes to FBS matchups. So just wanted to let you know about that. And then, of course, the big talker and the buzz around town right now is Trey Lance. He just got injured, and it's a pretty bad one. He's going to need to get some surgery, and he is going to be out for the season. And that's where I'm going to point you ahead right now to our website, InForum.com, to a headline. Here it is. It's Trey Lance's season-ending injury has 49ers turning back to Jimmy Garoppolo. Lots of details there. Pictures and all of it. I mean, gosh, you can just find so much more on there. So if you're curious about it, if you want to know a little bit more, tune into Hot Mic 9 to 11 WDAY Extra, InForum.com, and check out that article on InForum.com. All right, that's all I got for you today. Don't forget, for 99 cents a month for your first 3 months, you can get an all-access pass on InForum.com. Here's how you do it, InForum.com/subscribe. The subscribe fingers are back. Someone just messaged me and they're like, what happened to the subscribe fingers? They're here. Subscribe. All right, everybody. Don't forget, big update coming on that Mapleton officer-involved deadly shooting that happened last month on our 11 o'clock newscast in less than 3 hours, 2.5. So make sure you tune in for that. And then, of course, we got you covered in the evenings as well from 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. And, yeah, that's all I got. Hope to see you guys back here tomorrow morning from 5 to 7. Have a great day.